It's part 2 of my retro video game look back, and it's coming up next.
What is this?
Hey everybody, it's VIICKZHD for the Layman Video Gamer. Thank you so much for stopping by. I do have another game that I'd like to show you today. This is going to be part 2 of my new retro look back series. And these are games that I received years ago. Did footage of it, of me unboxing it and those kind of things and playing it, and they just never saw the light of day until now. So we're going to take a look back at something I did almost 3 years ago. This was for the game BC Racers for the Sega 32X. It's made by a company named Core. They did a lot of awesome games for Sega in general, but mainly for Sega CD, and then of course now the 32X. So let me know what you guys think after the video. Take a look at what I did. When I received it, I first received it, I kind of go through it, and then of course I play it, and I want to hear from you guys what you think about the game itself, because I can tell we're probably going to have some different opinions. But take a look. This is a look back to almost 3 years ago. Have fun. Hey everybody, I have another package today, so I'm going to open it up. I don't know exactly what it is, but I do know that it's probably a 32X, Sega 32X game, because I've been ordering a lot of those. So let's just open it up. And I am correct. And I would love to say I'm happy that I have this and I'm excited to play it, but let's be honest. Those who know anything about the Sega 32X games knows that BC Racers just is not a good game. That doesn't mean I wanted it. It's got to be. I want it to be a part of my collection. But it is definitely not one of those games where people are like, hey, I gotta have this game because it's so awesome. No, not at all. So the question is, what does somebody pay for something like this? And I paid $50 for this. And that does seem like a lot, I know. But the package itself, the box, is really nice. And this is complete in box. So let's just open it up. So here we go. Here's the cartridge. Sticker looks nice, looks like it's brand new, doesn't look like it's had any big wear and tear type things, so this is great. Looks really good. And of course, because it's complete in a box, has the instruction manual, which is also in very, very good shape. Like I said, it has a reputation for being really bad, but the only way to find out firsthand is to pop it in, so let's go do it. BC Racers came out in 1994 for the Sega CD and in 1995 for the PC, 3DO, and of course the Sega 32X. Now, I don't know if it's officially the third release in the Chuck Rock series, but it's definitely a Chuck Rock inspired racing game with Chuck and Chuck Jr. making an appearance in the game. So let's talk about the sound on this. It's mediocre at best. The sound of the cars screeching is a little monotonous, and the revving of the cars that you hear at the beginning of the race disappears once you begin. I mean, yeah, there's an occasional rev here and there, but just why? The music is okay, it's fun and upbeat and gives you the comical feeling they were going for, so I don't have huge gripes here. And the controls are okay as well. Maybe there's a little too much skidding for my taste, but I get it. I mean, how much grip can a tire made of rock actually have on pavement, right? Probably not a lot. So that brings me to the graphics. This is where it's a bit confusing because I love the colorful landscapes and the lightning flashes that you see in the background of some of these tracks. And I even have a soft spot for the nighttime driving with the weird headlights effect. I know I might be alone on that, but I think when you put everything together, it just doesn't quite work. And I think you can probably pinpoint it to frame rate, or a lack thereof. In my opinion, if they could have made this game as smooth as, say, a Mario Kart, or really any of the other games Core published before this, where they did a bang-up job with heavy scaling and rotation, like Soulstar or Battle Corps, both of course on Sega CD, it would have been a winner. Now, of course, you may disagree with that, but I think it really boils down to frame rate. So I think when you put all this together and you stand back a little bit and look at this game for what it is, I think the best I could at least give it is a 5 out of 10. But if you really want this game, I would actually highly recommend the Sega CD version over this version because it seems to run a little bit better. It isn't great, but it is better. So that's BC Racers for Sega 32X. This game, I had high hopes for it. Clearly, it didn't pan out the way I hoped it would, especially with the capabilities of the 32X. At least they did utilize the 3D effects for the tracks and whatnot. So I mean, I give them props for that. But overall, little disappointed in it. But I'd love to hear what you guys think. What do you think of BC Racers from Core on the Sega 32X? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you have it? Do you want it? Let me know. And also, before you go, please subscribe and hit that bell so you're notified of the next video that's coming out. I'm doing a bunch of these now because we've got time. I mean, let's face it, we've got time. So make sure you're notified of that. As soon as I get them up there, you'll be the first to know. So that's it for me today. Thank you so much for joining us on the Layman Video Gamer. I'm Scott Galaxy. I'm gonna go play some BC Racers again. Maybe it'll be better the 5th or 6th time I played it. I don't know.